Hey, what's up everybody? Giovanna back again for another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing Ford v Ferrari. So, I'm sorry if these movie reviews are going to be a little consistent, like if you've been watching my movie reviews lately. I'm going to try and make them as brief and concise as possible and with the least amount of spoilers as I can. But just in case I will put a spoiler warning in the title, and right now I'm going to say it. You've been warned, spoilers. So overall, I think I'd give the movie around 3 out of 5 stars, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now, I'm definitely in the minority with that opinion because a lot of people have really liked this movie, thinking it's like the film of the year. That's not necessarily my opinion, but hey, if you really liked it, I think that's great. So right now, on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is a 98%, with critics at a 92%. So obviously, a lot of people are mutually agreeing on where they want to put this movie, like in their like rankings or like in their score, however they want to grade it. So I really only give this like a 3 or like a 3.5 out of 5 because I found it to be like kind of boring at times and definitely dragged out. I definitely think they could have told this movie in 30 minutes lesser than what they had. The movie I think is 2 hours and 32 minutes. But I think they definitely could have told this in about 2 hours. So for me, I'd say I split this up into like 3 parts, 3 different acts. So I'd say the first act was really like getting me going. It was really good. The first act was really fucking good. It definitely set up the whole plot really well. It set up everything that was coming really well. The second act for me was when it started to get boring. I do appreciate like the more in depth it went to like the business of all this stuff, and then like Ford's history, Henry Ford II, like his history. I think that was like kind of the boring part for me because there wasn't really too much like racing and all the action. Yeah, that's just like overall really my opinion. But the third act was like okay. I think I had I think I had a higher expectation than I definitely should have because I think I'm more disappointed at the fact that I had this crazy high expectation and high standard for this movie. But that just goes to show you shouldn't always really get your hopes up. So anyways, talking about the third act, I thought it was alright. You know, people were gassing the racing scenes. Gassing, get it? But, like, people were literally gassing the scenes. They were like, yo, this is so cool. It had me on the edge of my seat. It wasn't that exciting. It was like, I swear to God, I think The Last Jedi had, like, better, like, or the whole sequel trilogy in general had better, like, action scenes than the racing scenes we got in Ford v Ferrari. So, I mean, if you're into cars and like NASCAR and all those racings, I think this is more of a movie for you than someone like me who absolutely like kind of like hates this stuff. Like I like looking at cars, like I think they're cool. I used to be more interested when I was younger in cars, but now I literally could not give 2 shits about engineering in cars. So like, and even there was people that were saying, oh, I didn't like cars, but I like this movie. That's great. Not really for me. I think it was mainly I didn't like it because it's not my cup of tea. But I definitely think some of the things that pushed this movie were the strong acting performances by Matt Damon and Christian Bale. Now, to me, Christian Bale isn't the best actor on the planet. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't like him that much in Batman. A lot of people say he's like this great actor. People love to praise him. But, I mean, I can't really talk because I've only seen his work in Batman. And I'm going to be honest with you, wasn't a big fan of his Batman. I mean, the Dark Knight trilogy is like one of my favorite things DC has ever put out movie-wise, but like I just was not a big fan of his Batman. He's like such like a weird like demeanor of like how he like kind of expresses himself and like the way he like says stuff. I don't know, that could just be me, but I think in this movie I feel like Matt Damon definitely like really brought like the movie to life, just in my opinion. I really liked Matt Damon's character, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Christian Bale. I think because his acting to me always just came off as like really weird. Same thing with like, I'm not trying to bring other like extraneous topics, but like for me, like Brie Larson, like the way she like kind of carries herself, and I get it, it's supposed to be like sarcastic and like a certain type of way, but like it's just not for me and it doesn't really ring with me in that way. So it's kind of like that. I hope that made it make more sense because I know a lot of you probably watching do like Christian Bale. So I don't know, man. I think that also another reason why the movie was really like pushed forward, like really well received was because it wasn't anything like insanely cringy. Like the scenes with like humor, they were decent. I mean, I wasn't like laughing at like every funny scene that was meant to be funny, but like, you know, I did chuckle here and there. Like, it wasn't anything ridiculously funny, but it was nothing cringy. And obviously, as you can see, like with the grading of like film now, it's based a lot on the acting and script, on how they kind of coincide. I'm gonna sound like I have no idea what I'm talking about. That's just I have a weird way of explaining it. I'm really sorry, but like, the way the script is written can also enhance an actor's performance, if that really makes sense. So, like, let's take a look at the Star Wars prequels. They had shitty, like, dialogue and script writing and all that stuff. It just didn't fit the time period, and it wasn't that good. So it made the actors look worse. Usually nowadays, like, if you look at the newer Star Wars trilogy, the sequel trilogy, the acting may come off as better because the script is not like written in like a cringy way. Like the prequels, they were trying to aim for like an old like Shakespearean, old English type dialogue, but in the sequel trilogy, they were looking for that Marvel funny, charismatic dialogue. So it's definitely less cringy. That like the sequel trilogy dialogue is not as cringy. So I think that's another thing kind of with this movie. Like even movies now in general nowadays, they don't have like, they have all the like, call it like this Marvel like dialogue, how it's supposed to be like funny and like something that like there's like a time and a place, you know what I mean? Like there's a time you need to take this seriously in a movie, like a somber scene, and there's a time where it can be funny, but it mainly like comedy's more taking over. Like you don't really see any sad like dramas out there anymore, unless I'm just really oblivious and narrow-minded in this field. So just let me know in the comments. I take criticism, but like I think it's I think it definitely rings with like the more charismatic type thing nowadays. I think that's what makes movies better, to call it. Not necessarily the plot or the storyline or the way that's told. I think it's more or less the script and the acting nowadays. That's what I just feel kind of is how cinema is more graded. That's just my opinion. And I'm sorry I really went off topic. I just kind of tried to prove my point about the actors in this movie. So I'm really sorry for that. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. Did you see Ford v Ferrari? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Will you not be going to see it at all? Will you wait till it comes to cable? Just let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace out.